Hi everyone. Today I wanted to tell you about my short journey, how I began my startup journey. So it was back there when I was about to complete my MTech. It was in 2015 while I was doing MTech in nanoscience and nanotechnology. So that was the time like I was thinking ki like the career where it can go, because a lot of time once you have BTech and MTech, then you will be think to go a very sophisticated research lab. You can pursue the PhD as well. But my idea was little different, and that time I was thinking कि हो गया अब लाइफ में पता नहीं, things can go either good or wrong. So life was in very tricky situation, because right now even the placements and every single thing in institution, it was very difficult. Like colleges में भी placement होना right now, like you cannot 100% sure कि हो जाएगा, and sometimes it's also about luck. किस्मत अच्छी रहेगी so you can get a good placement. अगर किस्मत अच्छी नहीं होगी तो you will be ended up doing something that you don't like. So I was in a very beginning stage and had a no business background, nothing like that. So eventually what started is and one of my friend who told about ki, like there is an IIM Ahmedabad TiECon. There was one community Thai. They organized so many startup event during that phase of time. So I come to know कि टाई जो है IIM अहमदाबाद पे एक इवेंट करवा रहा है. So if you have any kind of good idea, they will provide you the support, incubation, funding and all these things. And that time we don't have any idea कि funding भी कैसे मिलेगा कैसे नहीं मिलेगा. So that was that period of time. So it was about like we've been to and fro. I was going to the company, giving the interview. I didn't like the job sometimes. Sometimes job didn't like me. So it was happening. So then all of a sudden, like this friend of mine who told about this event, ki, okay, that we used to discuss about a lot of ideas. So he just told you you can come up with any kind of idea that can be maybe possible convert into venture, or you can sell this idea. So that was the time. So I was thinking, okay, let's try it out. So I was designed that time concept of digital blood bank. So it was my first idea, which has been funded, scalable, won lot of challenges. And in TiECon Ahmedabad, we've been selected. Also in Niti Aayog, one of the startup competition. So it's just because of we are trying to solve one of the hot and very burning problem. The problem was in the rural India and including sometimes suburban town in the metro cities. If you wanted to find a blood donor for any kind of patient during the case of emergency, it was way more difficult that time. In the rural India, especially, what exactly happened, the two problems that we I have identified. One is the lack of electricity. There is a like power cut down. रूरल इंडिया पे क्या सिचुएशन है कि उस टाइम पे डिस्ट्रिक्ट स्मॉल कम्युनिटी हेल्थ केयर सेंटर होते थे, एंड वहाँ पर हमेशा कभी कभी बिजलियाँ होती थी, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी होता था और कभी कभी नहीं होता था. एंड दैट वाज वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज फॉर देम, हाउ दे कैन स्टोर द ब्लड. बिकॉज अगर ब्लड को आपको कोल्ड स्टोरेज में ही रखना है, बिकॉज प्लाज्मा हो गया या ब्लड हो गया, जो भी डोनर है आप उसको एक पैकेट में उसको स्टोर करके रखते हैं, एंड दे डोंट हैव सच काइंड ऑफ स्टोरेज फैसिलिटी. सो दे डोंट लिफ्ट विथ एनी ऑप्शन. जब कोई इमरजेंसी आएगा और इमरजेंसी आएगा उसके बाद पे देन दे ट्राई टू फाइंड द डोनर, एंड दैट टेक अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम, एंड समटाइम्स because of that delay the patients also dying. So I'm talking about this situation in 2016, like 8 9 year back. So this idea I have pitched in terms of ki how many ways I can actually solve this particular problem by tagging people in the geographical location, and I can easily track the nearest donor and I can fetch their detail easily from the database. It was very simple, yet it was trying to solve one hot and burning problem. That's why it grabbed a lot of attention that time. अगर इस आइडिया में कितना बिजनेस पोटेंशियल है, दैट आई हैव नॉट एनालाइज. सो दैट वाज वन ऑफ माय बिग मिस्टेक. इवन द प्रॉब्लम वाज वेरी हॉट, but how can I make the business out of this information? That's the second biggest challenge. and not just for me, for every startup entrepreneur, those who are doing any kind of idea creation to product development. Maybe your idea is worth solving a bigger problem, but does the user are willing to pay for solving that particular problem? That is the something that you have to think out. But